How you doing, guys? Welcome back to Hollow's Riddle. Right, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm just going to keep the camera forward because I actually look like shit, to be honest, so I'm not going to I'm not going to basically record myself. So you could say this is not a gaming video today. This is going to be basically a retro of my kind of memory from what I remember when I was a kid, and it's going to be movies, like VHS movies. So if I was to start with, from what I remember, my earliest memory, which was Christmas, from what I remember, and I'm talking in the late 80s, guys, and this is what my parents got me, this is what my mum and dad got me, and here we go then. So it's going to be, do you remember this, guys? Thriller, the making of Michael Jackson. Now this, believe it or not, this, now, you can see, you can probably see my hand here, there we go, right, so if I move it over it like that, there we go, yeah, so, if you're a big fan, obviously, of Michael Jackson, you probably don't even have to be a major fan to, know Michael Jackson, you just know the name, so you're going to know Thriller, and this was the making of it, and obviously, as you know, everyone knows that Thriller is the biggest selling album of all time, and I've got it myself, I've got it on, vinyl, and I'll bring that out in a minute as well. I'll show you, just in case I guarantee you've probably seen it, but if, like I say, if you're a big fan, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. And believe it or not, guys, with that being said, of the biggest album ever made, and it's just, it just took off. Thriller, the making of Thriller, as you can see right here, this became the biggest selling VHS video at the time, guys. And I didn't know this only until a few years ago, and I was chuffed to bits when I heard it. And I remember when I got this, this was like, I mean, this is proper retro shit right here. So this is the front cover of it, obviously you can see, and it says right here, if you can see where I am there, making of Michael Jackson Thriller. Sorry, the lighting's a bit blurry over here, but you can probably make it out. It's a 15, obviously, there's a certificate, and you've got your, obviously, you can see it's a bit whirly and turvy there, right at the top. It's quite weird there. And you can see good-looking Michael Jackson right there, looking pretty, like, smart, pretty good, pretty on that picture, you know what I mean? And right there, I think that's called Vestron Music Video. That must have been the company that they worked for. And underneath here, you've got, includes Michael Jackson's Thriller, and a short film directed by John Landis. Obviously, it was directed by John Landis. So if we turn it around, there we go. So this is the back cover of it. Now, this is not just obviously a Michael Jackson video. I've got another one here. I've got another Jackson one, but I'll come to that next. And I've got something else as well. So there you go. Look. So if you go to the top here, the sensational Michael Jackson in the ultimate music video. And there's the couple of pictures that they've got here. Beautiful pictures, like original pictures here, guys. Look at that. There's him there in the cinema with Ola Ray. That was her name. And there you go, Michael Jackson Thriller is your front row seat for a landmark music video program starring superstar Michael Jackson. And I do believe as well that he actually put a good £1 million of his own money to create a Thriller album. And obviously you found John Landis, and John Landis was like, yeah, sure, I can do this. I don't want it like a babysitting job though, like I don't want to just a 3.5-minute video. Something like Billie Jean. Beat It. Because obviously Michael Jackson did Beat It before he did Thriller. And that just took off too. And that was like a 4-minute video, I believe. Maybe a bit more. And Michael was awesome in it. There was all brilliant in it. Like all the dancers and stuff. Not just Michael, they were all class. And obviously John Landis wanted a short movie, like a short horror movie. And Michael was on that project as well. He thought that was a good idea. That's what he wanted. And then I think it was just over 16-minute video long. And obviously this is the special features. So if you don't know this, guys, you can probably find this on eBay. I think this cost me about, I was lucky, I think I got this for a good £15 on eBay about a year ago. Because this is probably one of the originals of the early 80s. But, I don't know. If I open it, I've not had this for years, but I did own one of these when I was a kid, you know what I mean? This is the one I own. And if you go here, there you go, Michael Jackson Thriller. And it says there 1983. And if you go down here, guys, I'm not sure if you can see, if you can focus. But you might be able to zoom in on that anyway, but it might tell you a bit more. And yeah, look at that. Look how old and retro that is, guys. Look at that. And I miss these things, I miss these things. It's not like DVDs, you know what I mean? And they sound better as well. I think the quality of the sound, I think, is better. Obviously, now technology's gone better. You've got Blu-rays, you've got DVDs, you've got this, you've got that. But, yeah, this is my kind of childhood. Now, if I put that to one side, there you go, there's Thriller. Excellent. And you've got this one. Motown presents Michael Jackson, The Jacksons, The Legend Continues. Made by, or with, if I can focus, Video Collection. They must have a name for it anyway. Turn it around. And this is a documentary. This is one of his earliest documentaries in the late 80s. And he's got a lot of stars in this, you know. Talking about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson that he probably met and worked with around. And, you know, there's a couple of old pictures here. There you go. There's one there as well. Very, very famous people. He's the best known entertainer, a singer who has sold over 200 million records, guys, and is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records for the biggest selling album ever. A dancer who defies the law of graphics. As a performer, he has no peer. And as a humanitarian, which Michael was, he has made a lasting impression of an expression of love that has reached millions. And to this day, it's still felt. Even after his passing. You can see there's a bit of wear and tear down here where my finger is, but yeah, so there you go. There's another one as well there. If you ever come across this, you could probably get this for a couple of pounds on eBay if you do find it, if you're interested. And obviously this is what it looks like inside. Very nice. It's not too bad. Obviously you can see where it needs to be rewound, you know, and that side there needs to be over this side over here, you know what I mean? So now if you ever put that in, you just have to rewind it. The good old days, you know? It's not like DVDs now. There we go. Michael Jackson, Legend Continues. Excellent stuff. So that's another one. Right, on a different note, guys. So that is Michael Jackson there. On a different note, I remember being a major, massive horror fan. And my favourite was Freddy Krueger, played by Robert Englund. Probably one of the greatest horror villains of the 20th century, I think. And this is part 3. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. You can get all kinds of covers of these guys. This is probably one of the original covers that you could find. And I just love this picture of Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. The makeup and everything, it looks so good. Just zooming a little bit more there. You can see the scar tissue a lot more around the face area. And, it just looks great. And with his fedora hat. But he never wears this jacket, though, and he never wears that. I think they just put that on him, just to, like, make him look a bit more better, maybe. And you could just see his little Freddy jumper there, you know. I used to think it was black and red when I was a kid, but it wasn't. It was green and red. But, yeah, he looks awesome. There you go, Dream Warriors, guys. Dream Warriors, rated 18. I guarantee you've probably seen A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and they do say as well that's probably one of his best that he starred in, as well as the original. And if you turn it around here, you see like the original picture cover at the back. 92-minute long, right there. 1987, guys, 1987. I think it was only like 3 when this came out. I mean, I don't obviously remember this coming out, but I remember the rest of them, like, and Nightmare on Street 5 I remember coming out in the late 80s. There you go, there's a couple of pictures of, I think her name was played Tara, I believe. And that's Tara again. And that looks like a battle between Freddy and Tara. And there we go. So you got your little background bit there. You got your sleep, those little slices of death. How I love them. Edgar Allan Poe. He obviously said that. He has stepped itself, Freddy Krueger, and now the dagger-fingered Phantom has returned to claim the last of the Elm Street children. And Heather Langenkamp, she's in this film. She was in the first one. She wasn't in the second one. The second one's just a whole new ball game, guys. I really think that they lost it on the storyline for it. But it wasn't a crap film, you know what I mean? A Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Revenge. It wasn't a crap film. It was still good, but apparently it's like they're saying it's like can I say it? Without being offensive here, but like a last gay movie. That's what they're saying. I really shouldn't say that, but that's what they're saying anyway. Like, if you watch the film, you've never seen it, you may get that kind of vibe from it. But they didn't intentionally, like, make that kind of movie. It's a Freddy Krueger film. You know what I mean? It's a Nightmare on Elm Street film. But I still thought they did a good job with Freddy's Revenge. So if you want to leave in the comments to find out, and you can tell me which is your favourite Nightmare on Elm Street movie, we can confirm on that. Excellent stuff. Because my all-time favourite will be the original. There's no doubt. And obviously, if you can open it up now. There you go. That's like the original cassette tape right there, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and Dream Warriors, and obviously it is rewinding again. But yeah, 1987, so yeah, that is absolutely awesome. Right, so going back. So actually, before we carry on there, I do have a Nightmare on Elm Street cup with Robert England. Check this out, gang. Look at that. How cool is that? Yeah, I've had this for about a year, I think, if I just turn it around a little bit more. There you go, look, you got your Nightmare on Elm Street logo there with knives coming out, guys. That's awesome. That bit there, it just reminds me of the original Nightmare on Elm Street, when he's trying to get Tina. I think it's Tina. But yeah, there you go. That's it's pretty awesome, that. Look at that. Robert England looking well cool, well dapper of Freddy Krueger. Excellent. Yeah, so, go back. And to go back to Michael Jackson, I do have a couple of albums of his, but this is obviously his major album. Thriller was released in 1982, and I'm not going to lie, guys, supposedly the album didn't do well straight away. It took a while, and obviously Michael had other ideas to try and sell the album and to be recognised a bit more, and that's when all he did was make videos, which is now some of the biggest videos, or if not the biggest videos, of music industry. Obviously you had Beat It, Billie Jean, you had Thriller, and you had other... I mean, obviously he just carried on from there, and then he decided to leave that area and then start going live with his audience, and he had thousands and thousands, if not probably a million people there at his tours. So there you go, Michael Jackson Thriller, and he's looking absolutely amazing on this picture. He really does, with his white jacket on and his black belt, and you know his nice little suit here, his black suit there. Then if we turn it round here, there you go. That's his music. So what we got here? So Wanna Be Starting Something. You got Baby Be Mine, which is a classic song. I do like that one. And you've got Paul McCartney, The Girl Is Mine, and that was the first release. That was what they released first, guys, and people wasn't that keen on it, believe it or not. They thought it was going to be a flop, because it was like the more softer version of the album, you could say. To me it is. And then you got Thriller, Beat It, and you got Billie Jean. Human Nature. Now, Human Nature, guys, is, to me, one of the greatest tracks, greatest records that's ever been written, and I love the smoothness of that song. It's so awesome. That's one of my favourite songs of all time. It's not just because it's an MJ song, but that is one of the greatest songs ever made. I just love that song. What else have we got next? So we got Pretty Young Thing, PYT, and underneath we got Lady in My Life, which is another good song. Probably the weakest out of the lot, with Paul McCartney's Girl Is Mine as well, with Michael Jackson. But these two are probably the most weakest out of the full album. But it's still, they're not crap, they're still good songs, you know. But people probably remember, let's say, Billie Jean or Beat It or Thriller, rather than The Lady in My Life, which is really odd. But that is still a great song. So yeah, this is, I've still got it in the sleeve, as you can probably see, look, you can see in the sleeve. So it's very rare I even take it out. But yeah, that is absolutely awesome. Right, so next, you've got another Michael Jackson album, which was way before Thriller. You have the one and only, looking good on this album, Off the Wall, Michael Jackson. How awesome does he look? Now, when you look at this picture carefully, it looks great. You know, he's got his tuxedo, and he's looking good, and he wears this tuxedo. Basically, everything what you see there, he wears that on the first track that is on that album, and which is Not Stop to Get Enough, one of the greatest dance tracks ever made. But if you look at his hair, guys, it's really puffed up here, right? It's really proper retro. What do you call that style? Basically, it's just a big candy floss on his head, right? But he still looks great, you know. But when you watch the video, it's all shorter now. His hair's a bit more shorter. Like, he doesn't have all this puffed up over here, so he must have had an haircut before then. But this is one of the greatest albums ever made. I love this album. This is as good as Thriller. So if you turn it round, there we go, upside down there. There we go. Right, so you got the white socks here, proper glowing socks, looking good. You've got all the tracks down here. Quincy Jones was on the project as well as Thriller. Productions co-produced by Michael Jackson himself. And there you go, you've got Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. You got Rock With You, which is a classic. Working Day and Night, brilliant. Get on the Floor. And then you got Side 2, which is Off the Wall. Girlfriend, She's Out of My Life. and if I can just zoom out a little bit more, I Can't Help It, and It's the Falling in Love, and Burn This Disco Out. Burn This Disco Out is just a brilliant song. They're all brilliant, you know what I mean? They're all good. They're all good individually, but obviously people would remember Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. And he looks awesome in that video. I think he does a fantastic job. I mean, just leave it to Michael, you know what I mean? Just leave it to him. And I believe I can I open this? Yeah, I can open this, guys, so there we go. So these are all the lyrics that we've got. Michael Jackson, and these are the lyrics that we've got for Don't Stop to Get Enough. And you got Rock With You lyrics, and you've got the rest. Look at that. There we go. Fantastic. Absolute awesome. Let's close it up again. Yeah, so there's the Michael Jackson Off the Wall, and it's looking brilliant. Okay, guys, so this is basically some of my retro stuff, and I just love my retro. You know, if you're born in the 80s, even early 90s, you know, you'll know what I mean. I do miss the 90s, you know. I was brought up in the 90s. I miss it. I miss my friends, my old friends I used to hang about. You know, the good old days playing football, and you know, we used to say collecting golf balls, but we never did collect golf balls. We just robbed them. But we were just kids, you know what I mean? We were kids having fun, and we had thousands of golf balls, different ones like Top Flight, and they had all kinds. I mean, I couldn't tell you any name. I'm not really a golf fan. I mean, we were a bit naughty when I think about it now, but it was just something to do, you know what I mean? We were just kids, you know. And these are the things that I remember when I was a kid. I mean, I've got a lot more, but I'm not going to go right. Obviously, I may do another video of it. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, this is awesome, guys. So thank you very much for watching. This is Hallow's Riddle. As you can tell, this is like totally different video from what I'm used to, and I really enjoy retro videos and records. I think vinyl records much better than CDs, definitely. VHS sound quality fantastic, but obviously now the pictures that you see is more sharper, more better contrast. So and obviously when you watch a VHS video, you'll understand what I mean. The difference between let's say 4K now, or even 8K that they've got now, to a retro vintage VHS video. But that's just the way it goes. But you know, time has to move on. But it's great, you know. Time. I mean, the technology is now getting better, so it's good. So yeah, this is awesome. So this is Hallow's Riddle. Again, don't forget as well, leave in those comment sections if you're a big fan of An Out in Elm Street from England, Michael Jackson, or anything that's retro to you. Even send pictures if you like on comments. I believe you can. And let me know what you like and what you remember when you was a kid, and you know, your childhood. I mean, I'm 38 now, coming 39, so I'm quite proud of that in that sense, because like I said, I was brought up in the 90s and a bit of 80s I remember. So yeah, there we go. So leave in the comment section below. Don't forget to smash those like buttons, guys, and don't forget as well to go and scope out all the rest of the games I've done. And I'm going to go back to Max Payne. So like I said, this is a different video, and I really, really, really hope you enjoy this, guys. Yeah, like I said, smash those like videos. And yeah, this is Hallow's Riddle. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.